Hey guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and I love to talk about movies and TV shows way too much. And without being said, in today's video, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite Christmas movies from the worst to the best, and I would love to hear your guys' rankings in the comments down below. In 10th place, I have Night Before Christmas. I did not care what anybody says in this Christmas movie. It's not a Halloween movie. It is a Christmas movie. It's Halloween for like maybe 2 minutes out of the entire film. But literally, the beginning is Halloween, and then right after it ends, it's all about Jack finding Christmas hat. It's all about Christmas, 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 Christmas. I do not like the Oogie Boogie as well and all that. I just found the entire movie just to be a little bit strange. I did like the stop motion animation to it though, but other than that, I just wish the movie was kinda longer because I did like some aspects, but not other aspects. But all in all, I rate it a 4.5 out of 10. In ninth place, I have Die Hard. This movie is a cult classic. This movie is a great watch, but I only come back to it at least one day a year, and it does have the best catchphrase of any movie ever. And it's just awesome. I love the action, I love the storytelling, and I love the characters. And if anybody tells you that this is not a Christmas movie, they are dead wrong. This is 100% a Christmas movie. But out of everything, I rate it a 5 out of 10. In 8th place, I have Christmas with the Cranks. Finally alone for the holidays, Luther and Nora Craig plan to issue the Christmas tradition and take a cruise instead. This doesn't sit well with their neighbors who are obsessed with Christmas like Vic and Walt, who are determined to win the annual Best Decoration Street competition. And on top of that, when the Craig's daughters show up for the holidays, that immediately puts Nora in a position where she doesn't want to go on a cruise anymore and have Christmas with her daughter. But the father doesn't want to do that. Luther, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to stick with his cruise, stick with his plan. But eventually, he comes around and he finds the spirit of Christmas and does Christmas and finally puts up Frosty. But this movie is, my opinion, super underrated and it deserves a good watch out of everybody throughout the entire year. So I rate it a 6 out of 10. In 7th place, I have The Santa Claus. This movie is a classic. You meet Scott Calvin, who is a crappy father to his son, and it is all about work, 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 and accidentally makes Santa fall off the roof, and he from then on put on the red jacket and pants, and then he becomes the new Santa Claus. But the next day, he doesn't remember any of it and thought it was just all a dream. But to Charlie, his son, it wasn't a dream, and it actually happened. And then over time, throughout the movie, he starts to believe that he is Santa Claus, and he loses full custody of his son. But at the end, he realizes the true spirit of Christmas, and the visitation papers got thrown away, and his ex-wife let him see his son again, and everything is good, and everything is glad. And I love this movie. This is probably the most classic Christmas movie on my list, and I just gotta rate it like a 7 out of 10. In 6th place, I have Christmas Vacation. This is by far probably the most funniest Christmas movie, in my opinion, and on my list. And it's just charming and it still holds up to this day. And my favorite part of the entire movie is when Clark is trying to turn on the Christmas lights on the entire house, and no matter what he does, it doesn't work. But when the family finally goes into the house or whatever, somebody turns on the lights in the garage and it shows up and the lights flicker on and nobody sees it. And I think it's absolutely hilarious. And I also really like the part where he gets stuck in the attic while everybody's trying to go Christmas shopping. But this movie is just so funny and I love the chemistry between all the actors. And it's just a really good Christmas movie in my opinion. So I rate it a 7.5 out of 10. In 5th place, I have Elf. It is a fantastic movie, super funny. Will Ferrell nails it, and it's super cool. And I think the dynamic between the characters is great. I love Michael and the brotherly dynamic with him and Will Ferrell in this movie. But most of all, it's just a blast, and I go back to it a few times during the Christmas season. So I rate it a 8 out of 10. In 4th place, I have a Polar Express. When a doubted young boy takes a train ride to the North Pole, he embarks on a journey of self-discovery that shows him the wonderful of life never fades for those who believe. Plus, the songs in this movie are phenomenal. And also, fun fact about the Polar Express, it is run on the flux capacitor like the DeLorean from Back to the Future because the director who directed Back to the Future also directs this movie. And it's super cool. And another little Easter egg, there's a theory that's going around that the entire trip of the movie is like 5 minutes because when the boy wakes up, it's 11:55, and when they go back, it's 12 o'clock at midnight exactly. So it's like 5 minutes in the real world and like a couple hours in like the magical world of the North Pole. So I thought that was kind of interesting of a theory that I kind of came up with. So I rated it a 8.5 out of 10. And we're just about to reach our top 3. But before I go to my top 3, if you guys are enjoying this video and you're liking this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications. And without further ado, let's get back to the video. Coming up in our top 3, I have Fred Claus. This is a great movie with lots of comedy, heartwarming moments, and a little bit of action. It focuses on Santa Claus's brother, Fred, who is struggling throughout life and is kind of dispays his brother and disrespects his family and doesn't care about them. But he overcomes and his brother gives him a job at the North Pole doing the stampies of people who are nice and naughty. And he finally reconciles with his brother and his family, and he learns the true meaning of Christmas. So I rate it a 9 out of 10. My runner-up spot, I have The Grinch. The Jim Carrey Grinch one, to be precise. He is repulsive, green Grinch, and he decides to ruin Christmas for the cheery citizens of Whoville. And he is joined by his helpless dog, Max, who I think is adorable in every rendition of the Grinch. And the Grinch comes down from the mountaintop home and sneaks into the town and swipes everything holiday related from the Who's. However, the bitter Grumpy finds a hitch in his plan when he encounters the enduring Cindy Lou who teaches him the true spirit of Christmas and his heart grows 3 sizes. And that is super awesome, and he feels super sorry at the end. And it's like one of the best Christmas movies ever. It's probably the second best, which is why I have it in my runner-up spot. And people say that they like the old version, like the cartoon version in the 1960s better, and some people like the Benedict Cumberbatch one from like 2018. But no, if you have never seen any Grinch movie, this is the one to go see. And also, another fun fact for the Grinch, Jim Carrey hated the role so much because he had to go through torture treatment and everything when he was playing the Grinch for the prosthetics. He just said it was terrible. And another fun fact, when the Grinch is yanking off the tablecloth in that one scene in the movie, he was supposed to have everything follow, but he did it perfectly and nothing fell off, so he had to go back and just knock it off. But the director loved it so much that he just kept it into the movie, and I thought that was super cool because I tried to do that and everything just falls off. So I rate it a 9.5 out of 10. But coming up in our first place, I have the best Christmas movie of all time, Home Alone. When bratty 8-year-old Kevin McAllister acts out one night before the family trip to Paris, his mother makes him sleep in the attic with his cousin Fuller. After the McAllisters mistakenly leaves the airport without Kevin, he awakens to an empty house and assumes his wishes have answered and his family has not come back. But his excitement sours when he realizes that 2 con man criminals tried to rob the house and everything, but he sets up booby traps and everything, and I just loved the entirety of this movie. And towards the end, he's like goes to church and it's like, God, for Christmas, I don't want any presents. I want my family home. I want my family back. And to me, that is super sweet. And I love the second one as well, but it does not hold up than the first one. To me, the second Home Alone is like a 9.5 out of 10, but I just think every movie on my list is better than Home Alone 2. But I will say that this is a phenomenal Christmas movie, and I gotta rate it a 10 out of 10. And with that being said, guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my gaming channel and follow my TikTok. Link will be in the description for both of these things. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.